Hey there, welcome back to No Pants Profits. My name is Richard, and today I'm coming to you from Florida State University, but not the main campus. I'm coming to you from a campus of Florida State University that's in Sarasota, Florida. And to something that I, again, much like Corkscrew Swamp the other day, remember from my childhood, because this is a stop that we had to do for educational reasons on the way to Busch Gardens. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the John and Mabel Ringling Museum of Art. But what I remember more than anything else here is a lawnmower. No, it's the Circus Museum. I can't say I've been here in 25 years. The camera's fogging up because the car was cold. So hopefully we're going to get that sorted out. But we're going to check out the Circus Museum, the Art Museum, and this place that's called the Cadizan, which is the very famous residence of John and Mabel Ringling. And they kind of did to Sarasota what Edison and Ford did to Fort Myers. So join along as we check out the home of the circus, well, the people who founded the circus. And hopefully the camera stops fogging up. See you inside. All right, so let's go to what I remember, the big show, the main entrance of the big show. You might say, how do I know it's the main entrance of the big show? I mean, because it legitimately says big show, main entrance. I assume that this is where the circus was. We can't have nice things anymore due to PETA. Do you know who kills more animals than anyone else in the world? PETA. Yeah. I'm going to say something nice about someone I don't really like. J. Owen House, magician in Vegas. His show's so terrible due to PETA. Because he wasn't allowed to have any of his animals in it. Because PETA shut down the circus. So, we're not going to use any flash photography. But enjoy your food and beverage. Yeah, we did that. I think it's open. We were like 1 minute early. Let's see. No? Yes, no. No, not yet. I think we got 1 minute. That's what happens when you get somewhere first thing in the morning. So I'll see you in about a minute when the circus comes back to town, I guess. All right, so there is a miniature circus. That's the thing to see here. I remember this, I think, from like 20 years ago or so. The world's largest circus model. It's the Howard Brothers Circus. I can swear I remember this, but I don't know yet. Ladies and gentlemen, oh my God, John Outrageous, welcome to the one and only Howard Brothers Circus. Unlike anything you've ever seen, 3,800 square foot model depicts the American tented circus in its golden age from 1919 to 1938. More than 1,300 people can enjoy, 13,000 people, sorry, could enjoy a circus under the big top. 1,300 workers, performers, 800 animals, and all the equipment needed to put on the performance. They went to cities across America. 20 of those dates, fewer than 20 of the dates were for more than a single day. Wow. So we can kind of see this is a typical circus day. Every aspect of the circus is modeled with complete accuracy based on historic photographs and measurements from existing equipment. Oh my. This is back when circuses used to be able to have animals. That's all I'm saying. It sounds like, yeah. Those seem to be where they would store everything. This circus model is larger than a house. You can hear the animals there. There's the nice cars right there. The circus comes to town. The circus day began before most people got out of bed. By 3 a.m., the first of 4 sections of the massive circus train arrived in town, called the Flying Squadron. This section carried equipment and men to lay out the circus lot and set up the cooking tents. The second section of the train carried the concession wagons for the midway, as well as the canvas and poles for most of the tents, including the big top. The third section hauled all the wardrobe, seating, hardware, props to be placed inside of the tents. After the lot was prepared, the final section of the train brought the performers' horses, elephants, to town. Within a few hours of their arrival, doors opened to the day's performance. In 1928, the Ringling show traveled on 100 rail cars composed of 46 flat cars, 27 stock cars, 22 coaches, 3 advertising cars, a dining car, and John Ringling's private car. Again, I can kind of see them loading up. However, the circus, and then this is how they unloaded the train. Once the runs and ramps were placed at the end of the flat car, men began unloading the wagons. The team of horses pulled the wagon, while a small man called the puller guided it down the hump car. A worker known as the snubber used a rope to control the wagon's speed down the runs. Between 1919 and 1938, the Ringling Show unloaded more than 150 wagons at each stop. So you see, it tells you about it. But then there's a physical model that shows you, and it seems like there's a video there that shows you as well. So now we've got moving the circus lot. Each wagon was pulled from the railroad yard to the show's home for the day at the circus lot. They were carefully positioned on the lot to make working as efficient as possible. The wagons carried all of the equipment, furnishings, wardrobes, and props for the show. So that's the wagon that you see they unloaded back here. It's like a diorama. It's like we had to make one of those in school. And then there's the wagon going to set up circus shop. Cookhouse supplies. Food supplies were ordered in advance of the show's arrival and were delivered to the lot early in the day of the show. Typical day's order consisted of 2 barrels of sugar, 30 gallons of milk, 36 bags of table salt, 50 bushels of potatoes, 110 dozen oranges, 200 pounds of tea and coffee, 226 dozen eggs. Oh my God, that's a typical day. I mean, and then you can see there's everything coming in. And that's the actual cookhouse. The cookhouse was the very first. It's getting dark. Holy shit! It's becoming dark in the circus, so I'm kind of glad I have low light on. The cookhouse was the very first tent set up on the circus lot. Before sunrise, workers had the tent erected and breakfast was cooking. Soon the air was filled with the smell of hot cakes, sausages, and eggs. The Ringling Cookhouse prepared food for 1,300 workers and performers 3 times a day. It's kind of fitting that I'm wearing my captain's hat, because this is almost like a cruise ship. Thing is, the cruise ship doesn't have to pack and unpack. That's just the workers' tent. Basically, the crew mess. The hotel flag was raised over the dining set to signal to the workers and staff and performers that it was mealtime. Each person with the circus had a designated seat at the table with china, plate, silverware, a water pitcher, condiments, bread, and butter to feed all the personnel breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The waiters would serve 3,900 meals a day. Holy crap, we're nowhere near done with this. This thing is massive. Then we got the stock tent known as the pad room. Housed only horses that performed in the big top, not the draft horses that pulled the wagons. So they had the horses that pulled the wagons, and they also had the horses that were in the show. And you can see there's elephants getting ready and all that. Rest tents. The sun's starting to come up again. Various rest tents were set up in the backyard for circus personnel. The band with over 30 minutes shared a tent with 50 or more ushers who worked in the big top. There were other rest tents, workers who slept between setting up the lot in the early hours of the morning. Okay, here we go. The sun is rising, all the lights went off. Everything is lit up when it gets dark. So you can see there's a rest tent. Kind of like a bunkhouse or a dorm house there. Spec performers. Elaborate sets, fantastically themed costumes and animals lined up, big top for the spectacle display, usually the opening feature of the show. The spec included many people, the animals, as the director, a costumier parading around the track on the big top. These beautiful costumes, exotic characters, incredible floats hinted at the excitement to come in the performances. Da 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 da. Yeah, you know Afro Circus? Yeah. Da 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 da. That's not Afro Circus, that's the real circus. We're looking at the performer's entrance now. Oh crap, we're gonna walk all the way around the other side. This is the back side of the circus tent. This is so cool, actually. When the Showtime performers entered through the back side, opening known as the performer's entrance, every act and display waited immediately outside the tent until their entry was cued by music coming from the big top just outside. The entrance was the clown alley where clowns stored all their props and gags. Where's Clown Alley? I'm looking for Clown Alley. We see animals. We see that. Where is Clown Alley? I guess there. The spectacle this must have been to see like the old real circus. Life in the backyard. The backyard was an area where former staff workers spent their time doing performances hidden from the general public behind a tented city. The backyard was filled with basically where workers were in their off time. Private tents. Some of the most famous center ring stars required their own private tents in the backyard. The tent and a private room on the circus train were generally written into their annual contract. These featured performers furnished their tents with all the comforts at home, including comfortable chairs, pillows. This is in the day before they had RVs. They had these circus wagons that would go all over. We got the performer's dressing tent. Before performers arrived, the dressing tent was raised. Each performer's trunk was placed in position. Small trunks contained everything the performer needed to prepare for their act, except for special wardrobe and props. The tent was divided by 2 canvas walls, one side for men, one for women, and the center for the costume wagon for specialty numbers. So there's the women's side of the tent, right there, costume wagon side, and the men's side. And you kind of see a man putting on his makeup right there. And this seems to be, what's that? There's some costuming workshops here. One of the favorite attractions of the circus was Goliath, weighing 3 1/4 tons. The giant sea elephant what the hell is a sea elephant? Sea lion. A specially constructed water tank on the train. There he is. He's an elephant seal. See him there? There's the guy telling people about the elephant seal. And there's the guy. To see how detailed it is, plugging in the fire hydrant. We're coming along to the day of the circus. Early in the 20th century, the circus was as American as apple pie and baseball. Circus day in any town or city was an annual tradition, providing a brief escape from the everyday routine. In some communities, schools, factories closed, allowed everybody to go to the circus. Now we're in America that is a circus. We don't have to close for that. It's a circus every day. We got circus today. This is the whole little town. You can check your bicycles there. Oh, the Midway. The visitors for circus experience was on the Midway. The circus lot came alive with sight, sound, and smells. There were concessionaires honking up, sellers saying, "Step right up, step right up, step right up," and a calliope. So this is the Midway. Hey, I see a little flashback coming up in a minute. Ooh. Sideshows. Oh, that's cool. Light just came. That light just went on. And the sideshows came to me. They do have a sideshow performers museum that's up this way. The problem is it's only open Saturday and Sunday. Today is Wednesday. But you'll see something that looks very familiar to the big show. This is the entry tent to get in. Now, we walked through that. The main entrance actually found themselves entering a menagerie tent. That's not even the main tent, that's the menagerie tent. From the front lot, where you had concessions and the freak shows, sideshows. We walked under that tent. I'm not sure if it's real or to get into this museum here. And they go through. And this is not even the main circus yet. This is the menagerie. I mean, the spectacle it must have been. I saw something, you know, Ted, this is like the circus pre-show, but look at this setup. There's a insane setup. It's just a menagerie of animals. PETA would have had a field day. Yeah, that's why we can't have nice things anymore. Then you'd travel outside, finally, I think, to the main circus tent. Oh, let's see. Yeah, animal food and prep tent. Hold on. I apologize. I got so distracted by the pretty model. Most of the wild animals on display in the menagerie were kept in beautifully carved and painted cage wagons. Like the calliope on the midway, these wagons were examples of the art of wood carving. All the decorative figures and scrollwork were carved by hand attached to the wagons. Many of the cage wagons also had panels that could be placed over the bars to enclose them. They would keep the animals in the cages that they would use. And now we cometh uponeth, well, the animal food prep tent. First of all, so that's where they'd prep all the food for the animals, because the animals were hanging out in the menagerie over there anyway. So it's like the mess hall for the staff over there. But this right here, this is the big top. Fittingly, the performance tent, largest of all the tents on the lot, was constantly referred to as the big top. Commonly referred to as big top. Raising of the tent was an amazing act of skill, coordination. Less than 4 hours, the 6 center poles, 74 quarter poles, 122 sidewall poles, 550 stakes, and 26,000 yards of canvas. Holy crap. This is what this thing could hold, 13,000 people. Now we're just on the other side. Remember, we had the performer entrance over there. But I could really see there being 13,000 people, and I kind of feel like I'm in the circus right this second. You can see their balloons and everything like that. This is a 3-ring circus. I mean, it looks like a lot more than 3 rings. Maybe a 5-ring circus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ring circus. At minimum. 5-ring circus. Seating the big top could accommodate as many as 15,000 people. The folding chair were along the length of the tent were reserved seats. The more expensive, the general admission bleacher seats located along the curved ends of the tent. If all seats were sold, straw was spread on the front stands to provide extra seating for children. This is why the packed big top is known as a straw house. And they're over here training dogs, because there were a lot of dogs in the show. See, there's a dog that's going to jump off, or a dog that's going to jump to another dog that's on a horse's back. So this is where all the dogs, performing dogs, were often strays or purchased from the pound, because these mixed breed dogs were usually very intelligent and learned the tricks quickly. The dogs traveled in special accommodations. Wagons 99 and 98 were designed specifically for the dogs, with each animal having its own space in the wagon. Between performances, the dogs were kept in outdoor kennels. This must be where they keep the horses. Yep. That is where they keep the horses. Even the stuff you can't see going all the way back is so well done. And if you have horses, you've got to have a blacksmith. So you've got a blacksmith tent. Oh, they would literally set this whole thing up just to come in town for a day and leave. That's crazy. There's the blacksmith tent. We have more of this. I do remember this from 20 or so years ago when I was here. These are the baggage horses. They would haul the baggage. 400 baggage horses. These strong horses pulled wagons, even helped raise the poles and canvas for the tents. So those are the ones that were pulling the wagons off the trains about 15 minutes ago. And now we've just got kind of a city set here. Just looks like it's the rest of the city, but you can kind of see that's the whole complex the circus was taking over. And this is all relatively normal. It's a train station. Open lots adjacent to the railroad station were often chosen for circus grounds. The train depot became a destination point. Special excursion trains that brought people to town for the show in the surrounding area. On Circus Day, some communities more than doubled in size with all the visitors. I hear some trotting, and they loaded equipment after each show. After each stand, the train master was responsible for organizing the process of loading the circus train. More than 150 wagons had to fit perfectly onto the flat cars. The train master knew exactly where to place each wagon on the train in order to use space efficiently. And this is before iPads and tablets and everything like that. This is like old school train. And then we've got the flying squadron. This is the last one. The evening show began. Okay. As the evening show began, workers tore down the cookhouse and dining tents. Good God. They were packed in their wagons and hauled back to the railroad yard, where they were loaded onto the first section of the train, known as the Flying Squadron. Before the final act had performed for the evening show, the Flying Squadron was on its way to the next stand to begin the process all over again. They would start ripping down the show the second the show had started and everyone had eaten. And then, there we are. Back with the Howard Brothers circus car. Packed up. Oh, and we're just on the other side from where we came in. Who would have thunk it? I think there's a lot more circus stuff. I'll show you. Coming upstairs. In we got some interactive stuff. And the greatest show on earth gallery. I'm gonna stop, grab me a drink of water. I'll be right back with you. Right, so a lot of the stuff we just saw in model form is here in real life. So you can see just the massive size of some of these circus wagons. This seems to be, what is this? It's a steam calliope. So I mean, we're not a model anymore. That's a huge steam calliope. Here is a bandstand. Unfortunately, we don't have circuses anymore, but at least we can get the scale. We saw that model, and then after seeing that tiny little model, it's a massive model with a bunch of tiny pieces per se. Here's all the things that were, they've got some interactive stuff, but these are some of the acts that were in the circus. There's a walk the wire. I guess I have to walk the tightrope. Walking the wire can be dangerous. Walk all the way across and press the button. The wire starts out wide, but narrows to the width of a real steel cable. Okay. Oh. Kind of cheating. Going sideways. No, bad idea. Bad idea. I'm cheating. Let's see what the light does. It does nothing. I'm happy I didn't put forth any real effort here. So these are some of the floats. That woman looks like the Wicked Witch. Just saying. Hey, Wicked Witch. I'll get you, my pretty. Puss in Boots. Oh my. Even the elephants had clothing on. The elephant blanket. Gunther. This elephant blanket was designed for Gunther for farewell tours. He entertained, I think that's a Ringling Brothers Liberace. But yeah, they would dress up the elephant performers. That looks rather recent, just compared to a lot of the rest of the stuff in here. It's kind of cool that you can actually see. What post could you hold on top of a galloping horse? That's a horse you can stand on. I'm good. For some reason, the elephant would drive a little car. That's so cute. Oh, no. What is your favorite circus memory? Before PETA existed and fucked it up. That's my favorite circus memory. Sorry. Test the cannon. Oh, we can't test the cannon. This is out of order. Oh, I mean, it's doing something. It's doing something. Turn off my alarm. Oh, I guess it is actually out of order. But I don't listen to signs. Ah, this is a guy you might recognize. He's been on America's Got Talent many times. Bello Knock. The Knocks and the Walendas are very, very well known. Daredevils, tightrope walkers. Bello's been honored many times. Yeah, they're not talking about his America's Got Talent times, but you see they've also got a kind of circus setup, and they did actually bring back a human circus, I think. Wow. The light bulb was at the circus. At the same time Thomas Edison created the light bulb. And they got a whole section on clowns. You've got white-faced clowns. You've got the hobo clown. You might know hobo clown, I'm sorry. If clowns scare you, skip forward a little bit. Barry Levin's grandpa clown wardrobe. And then we've got all of the clown. Some mechanical hat with bird. Silky goose. Bat. Giant roller skates. These are all clowns. If you want to learn all about clowns, that's the place to do it. Let's see if the Walendas. We saw the Knocks, which are kind of the daredevils. But the flying Walendas, I think, were the original tightrope people. Wondrous. We're not mentioning the Walendas. Interesting. Maybe they weren't with Ringling. Ah, there you go. The flying Walendas. They still perform all over the country today. I've seen the Walendas. Okay, Nick Walenda finishes his high wire walk. They killed his great-grandfather. Yeah, there's the Walendas. You have the Knocks and the Walendas. They are the famous ones that did a lot of stuff. This is not the Walendas. I know the Knocks and the Walendas, but we're back to here. But I think the good stuff is up on the second floor. So I'm going to grab an elevator. I mean, you're not going to beat that circus display there. That circus display is amazing. The one that we walked through earlier. But there's some interesting stuff on the top floor, and it's a stilt walker. Show you how tall stilt walkers used to be back in the day. Before liability said they can't be that tall anymore. So we're going to go up to the greatest show on earth gallery, which the circus has come back. But I think the only animals they have left in it are dogs. Maybe cats, but nobody actually wants to see cats. So, wow. That guy could really, Eunice could balance on his finger. Probably part of the freak show. See upstairs, the next gallery. So this section seems to be kind of a timeline of the history of the circus. So we got the roots of the circus. We're back in ancient Greece. I mean, technically, yeah. They're saying it kind of, it dates back to the Colosseum and Rome and Greece and stuff like that. I mean, this looks very gladiator-ish, doesn't it? It's from 1910. Looks very gladiator-ish. P.T. Barnum. You might recognize him. Yep. That is P.T. Barnum. You know, when someone goes like, sell me this pen or something like that. It's a P.T. Barnum thing. Colossal combination. Oh, Howard Tibble's workshop. The show must go on. Again, I'm not going to read every single thing here, but I'll kind of show you the highlights here. Oh, so we've got, this is the, you see the miniatures, now see the originals. I mean, little girl's not wrong. We have seen the miniatures. I think we're going back there in a minute. But this is where the guy made all the miniatures. That miniature thing we were in says his actual workshop. We saw that miniature circus that had everything in it. He died in 2022. I think I read that off camera. But that guy built all that. Anonymous donated that. We got Buffalo Bill. I think Buffalo Bill was part of the circus. I genuinely do. I think he was part of the circus. And for some reason, there's a shoe in a cage. I'd love context here. I really would. Using the greatest show on earth. One from the Jacobs family. Lou Jacobs birdcage. Here's some more models. These are models of the actual performers in the circus. The golden age of chivalry. That's kind of lived on in Renaissance festivals these days. Ah, you do get a view from up here. I was wondering if you got a view from up here. That's the entire circus model on the first floor. So you can see everything that's part of the circus. We were down there on the first floor. But, yeah, you can walk around the entire circus model here. See it from all sides. The front, the back, the side, and everything like that. Here's another look at the circus model. It is night downstairs. What you'll see. If you're afraid of heights, it's weird. This feels a lot higher than it is. It feels a lot higher than 10 feet off the ground because everything underneath is a miniature. The sun is coming out. Don't let the sun come out on me. All right. So yeah, I mean, it feels like you're a lot higher than 10 feet off the ground. Just saying. Yeah. So I think we're walking towards kind of what the circus is nowadays. Yeah. I'm pretty sure this is the current show of Ringling Brothers, which is just basically the Harlem Globetrotters there. Okay. Yeah. I actually know some people that were ringmasters for Ringling Brothers. So I do know a bunch of people that are now in the entertainment industry working on cruise ships, believe it or not. The captain is relevant. Alex Ramon was one of the last ringmasters before it went away. I met the other guy who was a ringmaster, the black guy who was their last ringmaster. I met a lot of people actually working on ships. The Torreses. That's another famous circus family. The circus stuff really does run in the family. The Torreses perform at Santa's Enchanted Forest down in Miami still. And you can see, here's all the different costumes and things of the sort here. That's a model of the Globe of Death, because of course there's a model of the Globe of Death. This will show you where they've performed. Gunsa was the animal trainer. Who else do we have? This guy, John Lee Iverson. I've met him before. I don't know if we'll see Alex Ramon. I know Lee Iverson. I don't know where I met him. I met him on a cruise, though. I don't see Alex Ramon. But I'm sure there's a history of ringmaster somewhere. Oh, that's actually, from an artifact perspective, that's probably the best artifacts they have here. This was what went on the elephants' heads. I remember that. I didn't even need the picture telling me what that was. I knew intrinsically what it was. Hover your hand a few inches above the sensor to start. There's a sensor. Oh, it's a leap motion. Move hand towards the curtain. Yeah. Well. Thrills. Animals. Come, tiger. Oh, maul me! Maul me! No. This isn't the Siegfried and Roy button. Close. This is just unnecessary. This is unnecessary technology. No. No. All right. All right. See that? We kind of went through that exhibit backwards, but I'm okay with it. I think that's the end of the circus stuff. Now we still have an art gallery and the house that they did, but this is a really good thumbnail, so I gotta take it. Be back with you. I want to find the next thing here. So as I was leaving that circus building, there was an entire discussion about why there's not animals in the circus anymore. Ha ha ho ho hee hee. PETA, PETA, PETA. PETA is the worst organization. Well, hold on. If we're talking about the worst organization in the world, it's between PETA and Susan G. Komen. Ooh, that's a hard one. I'm still gonna have to say PETA's worse than Susan G. Komen. Those of you who are like, what are you talking about, Susan G. Komen? They spend more money suing people for raising money using the color pink than they do for breast cancer awareness. I'm not saying not to donate to the Breast Cancer Foundation and stuff like that. I'm saying don't donate to Susan G. Komen. They're an evil, evil organization. And definitely don't donate to PETA. Those are like my two least liked organizations, which is so funny because, again, like I told you earlier, PETA's killed the most animals out of anyone, and they want total animal liberation. Oh no, the historic galleries are open. They want total animal liberation, but they are also all users of insulin, which comes from bovine or cows. But let's go ahead and go to the historic circus galleries. We've got a wristband. Let's go check out. Ooh. This is the historic stuff. It's nice and cool in here. We've got some very large unicycle. Oh. This is the ticket office. Oh wow. They actually do have a lot of the original stuff here. I mean, as expected, but this is a wagon from 1911. Ticket wagon 122. Take a look inside. $19.11 ticket wagon. Got the trained animal show. So these are things that were in the menagerie, if you saw earlier. They're so well maintained. Good God. There's an entire circus car in here. Is David Copperfield gonna make it disappear? Oh my. There's the cannon. There's the human cannonball cannon. It's actually super well done, super well preserved here, I do have to say. And you've got different sideshow signs. Texas Giant, Bearded Lady. Wow. Wow. I don't think you can get away with the albino family from Madagascar at a freak show anymore. The Venetian wagon. There's the Venice, thing there, and these are all original wagon wheels. Like the level of decor just on these wheels. You don't generally see this craftsmanship anymore. And it looks like we can go on the train. I might be taking you on another train thing on the West Coast here. It's not guaranteed yet. But yeah, we can go up to the train. I don't even go into the train. But no, they've got a full-size train car. And it looks like they even have like tracks they could roll it out onto. That's what the train cars look like. Well, I'd say this is Boss Man's train car. Yeah, this is Boss Man's train car. The Wisconsin. John Ringling, Mabel Ringling, Taylor Gordon. Yeah. John Mabel Ringling's private car. Yeah, it's Boss Man's train. We're gonna go see Boss Man's house in a minute, and how Sarasota became kind of like a bustling circus town. Got $25 for admission just to see the galleries and stuff. We'll go see the art gallery too, but to see the house and stuff, it's $10 more. Oh, there's the kitchen of the private car. Yeah, so this is the private Pullman. It does look like they could get this out of here if they wanted to. That is a barn door. Cost $11,000. It's more than $350,000. 14 feet high, 10 feet wide, 77 feet long, 65 tons. And that's the private car. So you couldn't go in the private car, but you can see down the corridor. It's very much like the Hogwarts Express. They have it Universal. No, there's no glass there. Kind of see the hot galleys, the cold galleys. Yeah, they're private Pullman car. They acquired it in 2003. It was in poor condition, having spent several decades in North Carolina, serving as a fishing cabin for vacationing railroad officials. The wooden exterior was rotting, beautifully inlaid wood panels, that lined the interior were covered in 8 layers of paint. Despite these problems, the basic structure of the car was still in good condition. Restoration of the exterior of the car took almost 3 years. The work was done in Alabama. Massive task of removing the paint from the interior, removing the roof, repairing the roof, cleaning the undercarriage, replacing the rotted external wood, painting the Wisconsin original Pullman green. It was moved to Ringling, for completion of the interior renovation. Museum staff did the private car. The carpet is a replica of standard Pullman carpeting. So it's a beautifully kept kind of piece of history right here on the train. You'll see some simple compartments. You see the nicer compartments. I've been told that him and his wife home is actually really kind of cool. So that's the next stop on our tour. So we'll definitely check that out. But I think that's all for this section. We're either going to go to the art gallery or to their home next. I'm not sure which one. But wherever it is, I'll take you there. So it looks like this right here is where they do all the restorations and stuff. So they've got a whole restoration area for doing restorations on things, making wood themselves. Pretty cool. So some of it's new. You can see some of it's new. It's a digital photo, and some of it's original. But it all pays homage to the original. And that's a picture of what the inside of the tent looks like. So you see it in picture form. I know you already saw it in miniature form. And you ask about kind of going back in time where the circus came from. That is a gladiator sword from 1917. These props were used in one of play toys. Oh, no one's playing with that play toy. Another kind of fun thing between this and the Ford and Edison estates is they have the same cafe name, the Banyan Cafe. The Edison Ford estates had a Banyan Cafe too. I find that kind of amusing. So I think the next thing on our agenda is to go to Carrizon. What is Carrizon? Well, it's the winter home of the Ringlings. Yeah, the winter home of the Ringlings. So maybe we'll go to Banyan Cafe, grab some water, as I'm thirsty, and go to Carrizon, the winter home of the Ringlings. We shall see. So we're coming to a part of this property that I've never seen before. It's called Carrizon. It's supposedly a very, very, very ornate home that was made by the Ringlings. And we're not taking an official tour today, but you can take an official tour of the Carrizon. It was $10 more to see the first floor of this in a self-guided way. So I got a slightly different wristband because I got the Carrizon. So we're gonna jump in and we're gonna see what's here. It looks like there's a pool out front. It looks very like European in nature. We've got a mosaic right here showing us directions. The car design. What's here? Well, nobody really knows. And isn't that the fun part? So I think we will enter the Carrizon right up here. Self-guiding visitors line something here. All right. So we have to line up here for a self-guiding visitor. I do have my ticket on my wrist at least. Kind of looks like the Versace mansion or...
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Line up here?
Well, we're going to have to wait about 10 minutes.
Okay.
For the turf to get out of the way, so we.
Oh, okay.
But there is the secret garden over here where the cement lions.
All right, so you're saying come back in about 10 minutes?
Well, if you could do that.
Yeah.
You can go and look at the patio.
Oh, okay.
Get a breeze.
Okay, so just come right back to this area.
Yeah, just
All right.
where the hedgerow is right there.
All right.
Between that and
All right, perfect. No worries. So, they got a group of people in there, so we're going to come back in 10 minutes. But let's go ahead and let's just take a look at the water view and all that. Let's use Siri for pretty much all she's good for. Hey Siri, set a 10-minute timer.
Counting down.
Oh, she did good. Oh. Got a nice little patio, breezeway. There's a secret garden. There's a lot of similarities between this place and the Edison Ford Estates. Like, a lot. A lot. But I mean, I guess it's just, they're just like Canadians coming down for the winter, eh? These are winter homes for people when it's too cold. They take that train car and they come down here. But this is around the same time that Edison Ford were doing it too. But I'm not going to wait out in full sun. There's some shade in the sea. Oh my God, there's bamboo here too. We're not native to Florida bamboo. Who would have guessed that would be here? Kind of lines up with Edison Ford, which is fine because someone copied someone else, or they all could. One of them copied the other, or they all copied one, or I don't know. I'll see you when we get into the cut it's on in a few moments' time. All right, so now we are in the cut is on. They do have an audio guide that you can use, so let me play. Ooh. Bank of America. All right. I'm listening. Okay. So this is very European. Yeah. Yeah. Very. Got it on. That's why this looks very European. All right. Yeah. So you can only see the first floor here if you're not on a guided tour. Well, we're actually going to be, I'll get to go through the kitchen a little bit. But I think that's actually a bar. It's a tap room. SunTrust Bank. Banks. Oh, yeah. That's a nice looking bar there. Yeah. That's a nice looking bar right there. Let's take a picture of that bar. Yeah. So this is a showpiece house. Dwight James Baum. Look at this. It's actually crazy. Italian, Spanish, and Islamic details right here. That's why it looks Venetian. In Venetian, it means House of John. Oh, that looks like an elevator. Oh, that's like an OG Otis elevator. Will Rogers was here. 'Cause 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 Will Rogers was the only one that I know of. Ooh. The East Ballroom. So we're going through all these different areas. Well, they're talking about they would pick people up at the train station and then drive them, and the butler would take them to the house. All the guest rooms are upstairs. Oh, we've already gone to the dining room. So you can kind of see the all right. So we've got it's Islamic and Venetian. Islamic and Venetian is what's going on here. Huh. Remember that kitchen? That's actually not wood. That's actually plaster. Kind of a fun little factor. Oh, I do like how cold it is in here. You have a valet's pantry. Oh. And the morgue. Because of course there's a morgue here. No, I think that's a fridge. Maybe. I mean, that's my only assumption as to what that could be, is a fridge. These are all refrigerators and freezers, right? Is that what those are?
These are refrigeration.
Yeah, refrigeration. Feels like I'm in the carousel of progress. And we're out. And we got a water machine. I'm gonna have some water, and I'm gonna take you to the art museum. That's a pretty cool area. I'm listening to an audio guide here, so that was a little weird. That's why. There's a lot of walking here. One of the nice things is I asked for something less to a guy, and they've got these courtesy shuttles that'll kind of take you around, and you don't have to walk all the way around this giant property. I would usually rather walk, but I've got to make it back to Fort Myers today. So, make it back to Fort Myers and beyond. So we are now in the original museum, the art museum, which is open on noon 1. So, art museum is open on Monday. The art museum and the grounds are open on Monday for free because the guy who carted me over, they wanted one day of every week was in his will that it had to be available for people to access for free. So if you don't want to see this art museum on Monday, it's free. Good air conditioning too. That looks like Washington's Battle of the Delaware, but it's not. British. I do not know what the something's making shushing noises, but it's not a person. I don't know what is the most famous piece of art here, but you might recognize. Might be that one. Right there. Or that one. Looks like the Rockefellers or something like that. Them good old boys, the Rockefellers. A portrait of a group of Parisian celebrities. Wasn't that far off. Oh, we got a portrait of Babcock Ranch. If you get that joke. I was there a few days ago. This looks like bras and panties or something. Doesn't clothing, fabric type bleach, ribbon, wood frame. Not very fitting of this room. Oh my. You got this ornate gallery, and then you've got whatever the fuck these things are. Maybe it explains. Oh, good. Oh, okay, this is a temporary exhibit. So you won't have to see this junk normally. I mean, this looks like someone took a whole bunch of blankets and put them together. I think this is art my friend's sister made. All right. Let's see what else we can find here. Okay, now we get to some normal looking art. I mean, there are still trash sculptures in the middle of the... That looks like the Plaza in Venice. Is that Venice? Drawing. Plaza del Turin. Yeah. But yeah, you mix the nice artwork with whatever the hell that is. So when you got too much to drink. I'm not an art lover, but I'm showing this for you so you get an idea of what's here. I like historical artifacts, like the Circus Museum is really cool. Like this stuff I'm into. The Greco-Roman stuff, but like pictures of naked people sprawled out. Not my thing. Lieutenant General Philip Honeywood. John Manners. Got some old tea sets, stuff like that. I can appreciate that. Queen Elizabeth. Portrait of a lady. A random lady. They're ducks or sloths or something like that. Something like that. Ducks or sloths or whatever they are. What is a big building? This is a big building. Help protect the art. Do not touch. Oh, this is contemporary art. The new stuff. Smells like glue in here. Something's supposed to be coral, I think. There's a baby with no arms. Sasquatch. Whatever that is. It's a massive museum for some reason.
Sir,
Yep.
take your picture.
Sure, why not?
You are so Florida.
I try and be Florida.
I know.
Here. I'm a Florida. I'm a Florida. No worries. I try. Sometimes people want to take my picture because I'm so Florida. She doesn't know I'm no pants profits. Not really her demographic. Not gonna lie. It's my Florida style. We're just here for the memes. So, oh, that's a nice collection. Chinese stuff from the Silk Road. Got an ox in there. Entry and exit the same door. Alright. Very interesting Silk Road stuff. See, the Silk Road was actually a trading route. Then, started on ships. Silk Road is currently a website where you can buy questionable drugs and things on the dark web. Welcome to the Silk Road. I really hope that doesn't mess with the monetization of this video. I'm just explaining how the Silk Road went from one thing to another. Oh God. Cypriot art. Cyprus. Egyptian, Eastern, how they do. So, Cypriot artifacts from Cyprus. We got an outdoor breezeway that connects us to the other side. And then we'll walk to the exit. I guess the lady said, I'm so Florida. I guess I was what Taylor Swift was talking about when she said, Florida. Captain's hat. Let's start a cult. Flamingo shirt with extra pineapples. Florida. There's a big old David statue here. It's legitimately a copy of David. I've seen it before. I got 3D printing files. I think I printed them in 3D before. Yeah, that's a David copy. I'd know those buns anywhere. Said no one ever. Let's just walk back on this side. We'll see what's going on down here. But yeah, like I said, if you want to see the art museum, it's probably a lot busier on Mondays, but it is free on Mondays. Elsewise, it's $25 to see. Please help us preserve. Okay, I'm not touching anything. $25 to see the access. To see the art in the so good, the air conditioning. I don't think I've seen this yet. To see the art museum and the circus museum are $35 to see all that and the house that we saw. Oh, here we go. Photographs of the traveling circus. These look new. 1976. This is just what it's like to travel with the circus. You'll see there's a small woman performer with a tall male clown. I get focused on the sideshow. 2 performers waiting. 4 working on rope with clown in background. Clown at table. Travel trailer and peeing boy. Very well named John. Man taking a break. Clown holding down banner. Holding down banner. Boys peeing in tent. Oh, peeking. I said peeing. I thought it said peeing. We've got stripper. Wonderful. Gorilla girl, gorilla guy. There's a Morris, the trick dog. World's largest steer. I've seen the world's smallest steer, but yeah, this is where this kind of all came from. Woman with opera glasses. Running where all the sideshows and stuff came from. They all kind of sort of originated here. Let's see if we've got more art. Hello. Weird piece right there. It's a boat and a machete. I'm not even gonna guess as to the point of that artwork. Just not one to guess. Again, I've not shown you the entire thing because you could come here yourself. But I think we've gotten near the end of this side. So we shall walk back to the beginning. Again, like I said almost 15 minutes ago, I'm not an art fan. Just saying. Don't love art. But there's one more section of art that we've got to look at here, which is the glass stuff, which is back near the entrance. The way out, back to the front, is that way? Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so if you want to go to the other side, you can go through this door over here. There's going to be a door
Okay.
on your right, and then there'll be a bridge.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. I think I came across that bridge. I made it to the end that way. Okay. I recognize this. We take the bridge. It's like we're headed out now. These museums go on forever and ever. Oh, actually, there's some cool looking columns coming up. Jesus says what? Looks famous, but oh, are we back here? No, this is different trash art. And I feel like Jawas are sand people from Star Wars. That's what I'm getting. Getting like interpretations of Jawas. Really cool columns between these rooms. Respectively good air conditioning here too. I don't think we've seen these yet. Don't just naked Jesus. Hashtag. Oh, that's actually a pretty cool one. It's kind of a marble painting, if you will. And I assume that's Madonna and Child. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I will say the coolest thing here, though, is the air conditioning. It's very nice. Very, very nice AC. Big old painting up here. My God. Massive. We went in one side, came out the other, did kind of the full loop. I mean, it's an impressive museum. It's just as impressive as any of the museums in Europe, but it's in the States. We're gonna go back though before we close up, and we have to go see Naked Babies riding. I don't know about that one. Naked Babies riding lions and tigers and bears. No. We have to go back and we have to see the glass that is back at the visitors complex. So we're gonna go check out the glass back at the visitors complex, and then we shall head out. It's so bright outside. Visitors complex is just, want to make sure that door closed. Keep that cool AC in. We're just walking right along this front path here, I think, until we get back to the main visitors complex. I don't think we need a tram this time. We'll burn them calories. And I'll see over there, because there's supposedly a glass exhibit that rotates there through a lot of the time. Right, so we have circled back to where we started. You'll see there's the big show, main entrance. I think we have a glass pavilion to see. It's kind of like a Chihuly glass pavilion of sorts. I'm trying to figure out. Oh, here we go. Here we go. So there's a glass pavilion. The Cooler Kufu glass pavilion. Let's go check that out. All right. So, no food or drink beyond this point. All right. Okay. This has glass from different times, current times, past times. That glass dress. That's pretty cool. Yeah. That's a glass dress. And that's just glass with crushed up glass with light underneath it. That's how we're getting that really rose dress. Doesn't it? That's nice. That's actually really cool. I'll give you that one. There's a little bit more upstairs, but I think I've seen enough. So let's go out front, close this up. Up front's like half second away. Here we go. Come on. All right, so almost exactly 2 hours from coming in to coming out. This is Richard from No Pants Profits, coming to you from the same place I was 2 hours ago. This is the entrance/exit, because everything goes through the gift shop. We didn't go to the gift shop. I'm good without the gift shop. This is Richard. No Pants Profits. Ooh, that guy is flying. Look at that. Reminding you that when you wear no pants and you're at this museum, the only thing you got left to lose is your shirt. Definitely 2 thumbs up. I love the circus stuff more than anything else. I was a big fan of the circus as a kid. I saw the last run of Ringling Brothers back a few years before the C word, and now they're bringing it back. I remember, if you're coming up the west coast of Florida, probably a pretty cool stop going on Monday. It's a little bit cheaper, just saying. Now this place filled up. It was empty earlier, and this parking lot is full now, and parking is free. I would have told you I had to pay to park. Richard from No Pants Profits saying, don't lose your shirt. I'll see you around with some other stuff on the west coast of Florida. Bye.